From News Channel 15, you're watching News Channel 15 Tonight with Eli Grimes. This is News Channel 15 Tonight.
Hi, good evening and welcome into News Channel 15. I'm Eli Grimes. Let's take a look at tonight's news. We first begin with area court news. A jury has been selected in the criminal sexual assault trial of 28-year-old Hunter Ingram in Wabash County Circuit Court. Jury selection began Monday morning and concluded with 12 jurors and 2 alternates being chosen to hear the case. Before the final panel was selected, potential jurors from 2 groups were questioned by the court and attorneys. 3 prospective jurors were excused during the selection process. Following a jury selection conference, the clerk was directed to notify those selected to serve, as well as those who were excused. The court then recessed until Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock, when opening statements and the presentation of evidence are scheduled to begin. Judge William C. Hudson previously ruled that Ingram will remain in custody pending trial, finding his continued detention is necessary to prevent what the court described as a real, specific, and present threat to the community. Ingram is charged with 1 count of criminal sexual assault and 1 count of aggravated criminal sexual abuse stemming from an alleged incident on November 17th of 2024 at a residence in the 600 block of West 6th Street in the city of Mount Carmel. The charges resulted from an investigation by the Mount Carmel Police Department. Ingram has pleaded not guilty to these charges and has remained in the Wabash County Jail since his arrest in November of 2024. Several criminal cases were resolved last Thursday in Wayne County Circuit Court before resident Judge Matt Vaughn. Demario M.E. Heck, age 21 of Fairfield, admitted violating his probation for possession of meth. He was sentenced to a new 2-year term of probation and also ordered to pay court costs. Recent methamphetamine and drug paraphernalia charges were also dismissed under the plea agreement. Jody R. Beckew, age 40 of Mason, admitted violating her probation and was sentenced to 18 months of conditional discharge. A previously imposed 90-day jail sentence was stayed, and she was ordered to pay some $2,500 in fines and fees. Reese Irwin, 24 of Johnsonville, pleaded guilty to criminal trespass to a residence. He received 1 year of probation, was ordered to pay $100 in restitution, and received credit for 4 days served in the Wayne County Jail. 2 additional charges were dismissed. Desiree Rhodes, 27 of Sisseton, pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct. She was placed on 6 months of court supervision, ordered to pay court costs, and received credit for 1 day served. 2 additional charges were also dismissed. Ronald W. Dunlap, 50 of Fairfield, also appeared before Judge Vaughn after violating probation in a 2021 obstruction of justice case. Following a new methamphetamine arrest earlier this year, the court revoked his probation and sentenced him to 1 year of conditional discharge and 180 days in the Wayne County Jail. With good time credit, Dunlap will serve 90 days and after receiving 74 days of credit for time already served, had 16 days remaining on his sentence as of last Thursday. Meanwhile, a Fairfield man has been sentenced in connection with a 2022 stabbing in Clay County after pleading guilty to a reduced charge. 25-year-old Trevor J. Edwards pleaded guilty to battery, a Class A misdemeanor, as part of a negotiated plea agreement. He was sentenced to 12 months of non-reporting conditional discharge. Edwards was originally charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, a Class 3 felony stemming from a May 1st, 2022 altercation in which authorities said he stabbed Gregory Hughes. Investigators later linked Edwards to the weapon using advanced forensic technology. In addition to conditional discharge, Edwards was sentenced to 364 days in the Clay County Jail with credit for 182 days already served. He was also ordered to have no contact with the victim and pay court costs. These charges were filed while Edwards was serving a federal prison sentence for trafficking in counterfeit goods. In area arrest reports, the Wayne County Sheriff's Office made 2 arrests on Sunday night. Deputies arrested 22-year-old Wrangler Hodges of Ellery on an Edwards County failure to appear warrant related to a DUI case. Hodges was transported to the Wayne County Jail and is awaiting extradition to Edwards County. Deputies also arrested 33-year-old Kane Nino of Fairfield on a Wayne County warrant charging him with unlawful possession of meth. Nino was lodged in the Wayne County Jail pending a court appearance. Meanwhile, in Lawrence County Sheriff Trent Masterson has announced that staffing issues at the Lawrence County Jail in the city of Lawrenceville has led to its temporary closure. As a result, the department has moved all of the current inmates being housed there to the Richland County Jail in Olney. Any jail visits with inmates will now have to be coordinated with the Richland County Sheriff's Department, and all weekend time servers will need to report to the Richland County Jail as well. The sheriff added that it is believed this situation is temporary. In other news, White County Treasurer Mike Baxley has announced the mailing and payment schedule for 2025 property tax bills. Baxley said tax bills will be mailed on Friday. The first installment payment will be due September 10th, with the second installment due November 10th. Residents needing information about exemptions or name and address changes should contact the White County Supervisor of Assessment's office at 618-382-2332. Questions regarding back taxes should be directed to the White County Clerk's office at 618-382-7211. For additional information, taxpayers may contact Treasurer Mike Baxley's office at 618-382-8122. And finally, new regulations for electric bicycles, scooters, and high-powered electric motorcycles will take effect across Illinois at the start of the new year, following the approval of Senate Bill 3484. The updated rules are designed to enhance safety for pedestrians, cyclists, and motorists. Under the law, electric bikes and scooters are now banned from operating on sidewalks. High-powered electric vehicles, often called e-motos, with motors over 750 watts or capable of exceeding 28 miles per hour, will be classified as motor-driven vehicles. Operators of these vehicles must have a driver's license or permit, carry liability insurance, and display license plates. The legislation also sets new age requirements for e-bike riders. Individuals must be at least 15 years old to operate Class 1 and Class 2 e-bikes, and at least 16 years old for Class 3 e-bikes. Riders under 18 are not permitted to carry passengers unless they are immediate family members. For e-scooters and hoverboards, the minimum riding age is 16. They may only be used on roads with speed limits of 35 miles per hour or less. These new regulations will go into effect on January 1st. Governor J.B. Pritzker has also signed a measure allowing residents of assisted living and shared housing establishments to exercise the right to use electronic monitoring, meant to enhance transparency and resident safety. A similar law allowing cameras in residents' rooms in nursing homes has existed in the state of Illinois since 2016. The newly signed House Bill 4517 extends these same electronic monitoring protections to more than 28,600 residents of assisted living and shared housing communities. The camera must be installed in a visible location, and any room containing a camera or audio recording device must be marked with a sign outside the door stating that it's being electronically monitored. House Bill 4517 passed the legislature without opposition and was signed into law by Governor Pritzker on June 26th. That does it for news. Stick around. I've got your weather forecast coming up next, and then I'll be back to talk sports. Stay with us.
Summer is here at Steve Faulkner Automotive. Lease a Jeep Wrangler for only $336 a month, or a new Ram 1500 with 0% financing and over $12,000 off. See them all at SteveFaulknerAutomotive.com. Summer is here at Steve Faulkner Automotive. Lease a new Jeep Compass for $365 a month, or get a 2026 Dodge Durango with 0% financing. Come see us today and visit SteveFaulknerAutomotive.com.
Are you living with chronic conditions or finding it hard to manage your health at home? If you're 18 or older, have a primary care provider through Wabash General Hospital, and live in Wabash, Edwards, White, or Lawrence County, our community paramedics can help. Get support in the comfort of your home, including follow-up care, home safety and medication education, vital sign checks, disease management support, and resource connections. Our certified paramedics will work with your doctor to provide non-emergent care to keep you healthy at home. Ask your WGH primary care provider for a referral to community paramedicine.
Baseball season is all about preparation, teamwork, and making the right call at the right time. It's the same for your business. At the First National Bank, we give you the advantage with business loans tailored to your needs. These include lines of credit, equipment loans, commercial real estate financing, and oil production loans. Visit any of our locations to learn more. Because when your business wins, our whole community wins.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Welcome back. Let's talk your weather forecast. Putting your radar in motion again, nothing to speak of. And that is the story for most of the week. Hit or miss chances of showers throughout this work week. Taking a look at your weather planner for today, isolated storms moving throughout our area tonight. 7 p.m. around 83 degrees, midnight 74, and around 69 expected at 6 a.m. Putting your forecast map in motion, decreasing and increasing cloud coverage throughout the Tuesday night hours into the early hours in the morning on Wednesday. And again, stray chances of showers and isolated storms are the main threat moving throughout this week. Nothing severe expected and nothing substantial really until you can see those showers moving and pushing in from our west, but quickly dissipating and mostly being, again, isolated in nature as we move into the afternoon hours on Thursday. Lows tonight into Wednesday morning, 68 most everywhere you look, 69 there in Mount Carmel. The highs on Wednesday in the mid to high 80s, 86 up in Olney, and 88 down there in Carmi. Lows on Thursday morning, mostly in the high 60s, even 70 further to the west in Mount Vernon, but mostly 69 everywhere you look. Highs on Thursday going to reach back into the 90s. More accustomed to what we've seen in the last few weeks. 93, the hot spot down in McLeansboro, 91 and 90 most everywhere else you look. Tuesday forecast looking like 86 being the high today. Again, a chance of storms, can't rule that out pretty much any day this week, and wind gusts up to 9 miles per hour out of the north-northeast. Your Tuesday night forecast, again, isolated storms, a low of 69 degrees. Wednesday, looking like 87 is going to be the high, and again, a chance of isolated storms and showers. Not much wind to speak of. 7-day forecast, 86 the high today, 87 tomorrow, and again, the heat ramps up on Thursday, 91, but mostly being in the high 80s for the rest of the work week into the weekend, and your lows mostly in the high 60s to low 70s. That's your forecast. Sports is next.
You need to be mindful that when you're out, maybe doing a little tree pruning or shaping, or kids climbing in the tree, building tree houses, whatever, look up, make sure there's no power lines in or near the area. And even after the storm or after a wind event or something like that, where a limb may be falling down or hanging in the tree, make sure to look and there's no utility lines near that. And if there is, call us. We'll come take care of it. We'll get that down. We'll get things cleared up.
Hi, I'm Tony. I graduated Wabash Valley College in Mount Carmel, and it was the best decision ever. It gave me the opportunity to go on the air almost immediately. Within about a week of starting the broadcasting program at Wabash Valley College, I was a DJ on 89.1 WVJC, and that on-air experience was invaluable to my future career and hiring potential.
Welcome back. Let's talk MLB scores from yesterday. Just one score to speak of. The Cardinals fell to the Milwaukee Brewers 4-3 and returned to action this afternoon. Later tonight, the Reds will face the Phillies. The Cubs take on the Orioles, and the Pirates face off against the Braves. That does it for sports and your newscast tonight. Thanks so much for tuning in. From myself, Eli Grimes, as well as everyone here at News Channel 15, have yourself a great night.